Yes, people, and welcome back to another video on the Bridge YouTube channel where we bring you all things Chelsea. And guys, you know what time it is. January the 1st until January the 31st, transfer season. You know, when I started this YouTube channel, one of the things I started with was the transfer news. So let's get into the transfer news. So, the first one I want to start with, obviously, is on Jean-clair Todibo. So, Jean-clair Todibo, centre-back, playing for Nice right now, if I'm not mistaken. 21, 22 years old, if I'm not mistaken as well. Chelsea have opened talks to sign him and have made contact with him and his representatives in recent hours, according to Santi JFM. And in addition to that, Jacobs Ben said that you're probably looking at around about close to £52 million or 60 million euros, if you want that in the euros price, to be able to get him. Now, obviously, as you guys know, leaking watcher here, you know what I'm saying? He's a right-footed centre-back, can play in the RCB role. Probably someone that you're looking at, considering the fact that both Thiago Silva and Chalobah are leaving. And you have to also consider the fact, which I don't think a lot of people, Fofana is basically another Reece James in the sense of like, a worse version of Reece James in the sense, I should say, in the sense that he is constantly injured. So, we know he's a very injury-prone player. Just came back from an ACL rupture, guys. So, like, which is something else we need to consider too. He's already had 2 ACL ruptures, a broken leg, and a knee problem previously. You know, in my personal opinion, you cannot trust this guy to be fit and available for as much as you want him to be. So, you know, at the end of the day, you know, you don't really want someone like if you can't trust him, then you have to be able to have someone there available for you. And also, you know, at the end of the day, when it came to Disasi, something that I've always said to you before, Disasi right now for us here is doing a job. You know what I'm saying? He's playing this role, but remember, we brought Disasi here initially so that he could be a backup to Fofana. If Fofana becomes 100%, becomes fit, Fofana would be starting. And if Disasi's been showing currently, has been playing quite well in my opinion. The thing for me is, yeah, again, you got another good competition between Disasi and Jean-clair Todibo. I'm going to call him Todibo from now on. I can't say the whole name, it's a bit too bad still. But obviously, at the end of the day, you still have competition between Todibo and Disasi for that right-side centre-back role. Fofana, if he does come back and he's back to his best and doesn't get injured as much, you know, guess what? You still have him. You can still play Fofana there and have them compete. At the end of the day, for me, Disasi has always been the backup for us, the backup option, someone to have a backup, a bit versatile. Yes, he can play right back, even though I know he's right back, not great right back, but he does well defensively at the right back role compared to someone such as a Levi Colwill. So again, for me personally, I'm not too worried if you bring on someone like a Todibo. I think he's necessary. I think this is also, in my opinion, good squad plan, because at least we're planning and preparing for the future. So at the end of the day, for me, I don't really see this as a lose-lose situation, more so as a win-win. Also, you know, currently, you know, if you look at our defense, we're letting goals in, you know, we're literally for fun. You know what I mean? We're just an open, what's it called, door. Boom, 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 in. So, you know, having someone there where you have Badishu and you have Levi Cole as your left-sided centre-back options, and then you have Todibo and Disasi as your role, and Fofana, if he becomes fit, can still get in there if possible. So I think, again, this is just good squad planning. So I don't mind it for me personally too. And Todibo, for me, he's a very good player. Obviously, maybe it didn't work out for him at Barca, but at Nice he's been doing well, been learning his trade. And sometimes, you know, as a player, you make that big move too early, and now, you know, you can see at Nice he's kind of calmed down, learned his trade, seems to be getting it improving better and better. And that's what sometimes as a player, that's what you need. You know, not that big move, but rather, you know, to go back to base, go back to your old club and learn your trade from there. Now, to give you a quick stats quickly, you know, just for him, if we are looking even from a statistical point of view, for me, I already know him, right side centre back, fast, good interceptor. So, you know, the thing of, like, particularly with someone like a Badishu was more so like a holdback sort of player or defender, where he's like a clean up, he's the clean up guy, and then you have someone like Todibo who's a bit more on the front foot defender, and that's what you need to have. You need to have like someone like that, someone that's on the front foot. He's a bit of a faster defender, and then you have someone on the back like a Badishu for us who can be the, you know, the clean up crew. If he goes through him, I'm here behind you. Let me clean that up for you straight away. You know what I'm saying to you? That's why I think for me, those two work so well together. Would work really well together in my opinion as a pair. So that's my opinion personally, of course. But you know, it is what it is. Now, Going back to, as I was saying to you guys before, in regards to the statistics, in regards to Todibo, he's, in terms of progressive passes, yeah, much like, Levi Cole, who we know can make a good pass, long ball, a good progressive pass, such as himself. He's got 4.78 progressive passes per 90. He's also, in terms of tackles, 2.48 tackles per 90, and interceptions, 1.53 interceptions per 90, which shows that he's a lot of the time on the front foot, trying to make those, be positionally aware before that stuff happens and getting the ball in there. And it's kind of showing how well he's doing and his team's doing as a unit, because they're on 35 points currently, second in the league, only 5 points behind PSG, and they've been doing really well. So hey, big up to him. I don't mind this signing at the end of the day, and I would be happy to take him anyway. So, and I think he's a very good player, in my personal opinion. Whether or not does he have a potential high ceiling? Yes, but whether or not he'll reach that, of course, another thing entirely. But as his current state, I would like him anyway. So that's just my personal opinion, of course. Now let's move on to the next topic, which is on my good friend Victor Osimhen. Now, we've spoken about him before. Shout out to my guy Visifi. He's always in the comments saying, "You're never gonna get him. You're never gonna get him." Shout out to him as well, T. But in regards to Victor Osimhen, apparently, according to Jacobs Ben, it is impossible for us to get him in January, but a pre-agreement could be reached for him in the summer. Now, that probably is what I've known about for a long time. The other thing for me is that I don't even know if the club again are willing to break the 150k a week that they've apparently rumoured to have, like, as the lockup price for any top player they bring in. So whether that's the case is another thing again entirely. Whether or not that will happen, we wait to see. But again, with Victor Osimhen, will it happen? You hope and pray for. But if you need a striker right now and you can't get him, then I don't know why we're talking about him at all. Just me personally. Now, let's move on to the next one, and that is on my guy, the fake wizard Ziyech. I said the fake wizard Ziyech. Now, in regards to Ziyech, apparently, according to NTV Sport, now they've said apparently that Galatasaray could basically break Ziyech's loan. He's been having a poor spell there, had quite a few injuries, not been playing there as much as maybe, as well. So, again, that's a bit concerning, isn't it? Because, I don't know. When the transfer to Galatasaray happened, obviously there was this thing of you can get him for free at the end of the season, and doing the loan offer for him. But we didn't know if there was like a break clause in the actual contract itself. It was never mentioned by any of the journals about that at all. So the fact there's a break clause in that is worrying, because then you now have Ziyech back, and what are you going to do with him then? Because that brings in another question of the sense that where do you get with him next? If you can't hack it Galatasaray, who's going to take him? The Saudi clubs aren't taking him anymore, and if I'm not mistaken, Saudi's season's finished, no? In this period of time, which is why people are trying to do loans for their players now. So it's difficult for me, when it comes to Mr. Ziyech as well, because then, I don't know what to do with him. Where do we put him? Do we terminate his contract? How much is that going to cost us? I know the club can do that if they wanted to, but again, there's a lot of options that we need to think about and speak about when it comes to Ziyech, and where do we go next with him. But I think probably when it comes to Ziyech, you're looking at probably a termination of contract, probably, if he does come back, or you just hope that Galatasaray just keep him and just get him for free, and then they do whatever they want with him. Because I don't know where to take him afterwards. I don't know which club would go in for Ziyech if that's the case. Particularly now, because he's had quite a few injuries at Galatasaray. Speaking of a few of my mates, they've been saying he's been injured quite a bit. So it's not going to be quite easy for him, at all, to move him on if he's someone that's such an injury-ridden player at all. So we'll see on that one still. Now let's talk about the next topic, which is on my guy, David Odogu. So David Odogu is an under-17 German World Cup winner. Apparently, obviously, that with the rumours that Chelsea are almost close to buying a minority stake in Sport in Lisbon. You obviously know about the fact that Chelsea have got brought Strasbourg, and now Chelsea itself, they're trying to bring in these young players now to do that Strasbourg to Chelsea model, or what might be the Sporting Strasbourg to Chelsea model. So obviously they're scouting these guys, and this is from Jack Rosser, by the way, and he's basically saying that's what he's basically saying, that Chelsea are trying to make a move for him. Now, whether or not that, I don't have that much knowledge on the player. I know that he's a defender, and that's pretty much it. But again, I'm just reporting it to you guys. But I think if we are to think about it logically, the best way, or the best move that I can see happen is obviously the Strasbourg to Chelsea model, or the soon to be Sporting Strasbourg and Chelsea model as well. So we'll see what happens there at the end of the day. Now, Matt Law was actually did a little thing in his in the Telegraph, and he was saying that Broha may consider his future if another striker comes in, of course, which probably makes the most sense. I don't know who we're going for striker, if that is true or not. And if that is the case, in regards to that one, then I probably think again West Ham have been really interested in him, really wanted him for the majority of the time that's happened around. But they came in and offered him 2 seasons ago, when the ownership came in. So he's one to consider there, of course. Apparently, Chelsea may consider offers for Madueke, which I don't think is true. Even though I know Matt Law has reported, I don't think that's possible because of the way he's playing. And I think the way the club want him to play and want him to be playing, I don't see Madueke leaving the club at all, in my personal opinion. Now, obviously, those two he's spoken about. And obviously, we already know about the fact that Chalobah is probably going to be sold this window. Ian Maatsen, obviously, to BVB. That's been the big rumour that's been going around so far too. And if he goes to BVB, bro, you know what I mean? I know no one's talking about it, but like that is so bad by us, That is one transfer where I actually, more people are talking about, people have their problems with Gallagher transfer. That is worse. The Maatsen one is worse because he's actually arguably going to a much better team that's going to improve him further before he goes to another top club. That's probably what's going to happen with Ian Maatsen, And the fact that we cannot find a space for him because of Pochettino, it's a criminal behaviour, man. That's criminal behaviour by them right there. I can't lie to you, man. I can't believe the ownership are allowing that, by the way. If he goes to BVB, that's a disgrace, by the way. That one is actually a disgrace in my personal opinion. Now, Gallagher, obviously, as we guys know, there's been the club want to sell him. Where he goes is yet to be seen. Tottenham, obviously, there's been this rumours about Tottenham from the Italian media, from Di Marzio, etc., saying that that he's that Chelsea and Tottenham are in advanced negotiations for him to go to Tottenham. Now, it depends again in regards to whether or not that's going to be the case. Obviously, we know the fact that even if Chelsea and Tottenham agree a fee, or Chelsea or any other team agree a fee, there's going to be something else to consider there as well. So again, as I always say, it's a wait and see approach to see what happens there. But again, guys, as always, that's the video. Please make sure to continue to like, share, subscribe. We'll get another video tomorrow, hopefully, with more transfer news. As always, I've been your host, the most of 358. Dedicate your hearts, and as always, please make sure to stay blue.